All right, guys, on with me now is Mason Rudolph. He is the Steelers quarterback, but also known as former OSU star quarterback. He was there from about 2014 to 2017, if I'm right. He's going to talk a little bit about this big matchup this weekend, OSU versus UT. How you doing today, Mason?
Doing well, Kennedy. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. So OSU was rocking with an undefeated season, and then they had TCU this weekend. It was double overtime, or really close margins, but they lost 43-40. So did you have a chance to watch that game?
I did. I watched parts of it, and yeah, I think it was. I always try to catch up on my alma mater, watch them, and with Mike Gundy still being there for a long time. Yeah, tough loss. I think, but I think one that they can. They're truly tested. Any time you're tested that early in the season with a good opponent, I think there's a lot of positives, a lot of corrections that can be made, and everything's still in front of them as far as the goals they want to achieve. So, no, I think something to learn from.
Yeah. What do you think that the Cowboys could have done differently to change the outcome of that game?
Um, I don't want to get too X's and O's, but I think
That's why I called
I'm
you.
I'm
Give me
pretty
the
close with
X's and
Spencer
O's.
Sandals. No, I think I actually didn't catch the end of the game, the overtime, which shame on me. But I had some grandparents in town. But no, I think Mike and Spencer's a lot of experience. He's a winning quarterback. And they're gonna bounce back from this very well. Um, I'm close with the offensive coordinator Casey Dunn. Still, they run a lot of the same stuff that we ran when we were there. The RPO, the fullback lead outside zone. We called them a cowboy back, and I think their defense has been great all year, right? They've limited opponents to like an average of 20 points a game. So I think you got to have your defense step up a little bit more in those moments. But I'm sure there's corrections to be made offensively, defensively, and in special teams, and they will. And like I said, sometimes you'd like to see your team kind of bounce back from a loss early in the year. Like I said, with everything still in front of them.
So, quarterback to quarterback, how do you think Spencer Sanders is doing so far this season?
I think he's doing really well. I think each year you've seen Spencer make a jump. I think I've seen quotes this offseason, Gundy and Casey Dunn talking about the jump he's taken with as far from a football IQ standpoint and how he reads defenses and how the game has slowed down for him. I think um, each year, whether that be high school, college, or pro, each year of experience brings that level of comfortability, and so you see it in the way he plays. He's a leader. Um, he's racked up statistically. He does a great job, and he moves the ball on the field, and the players seems like his teammates love playing for him. So, um, proud of the way he's playing and rooting for him and the whole team.
All right, now we got to look at the other side here. Kind of what threat do you think Quinn Ewers poses for Oklahoma State's defense?
Yeah, I think highly recruited quarterback and has done well. I know he was hurt. Believe he was hurt early in the year. Right, had a couple missed a couple games. But yeah, I think uh, we have traditionally done pretty well against Texas. Now that's every year's a new year, but I think the Cowboys seems like Mike Gundy's always had a recipe for University of Texas at Austin. So I think it'll be a fun game to watch. A little bit of a rivalry there, right? Not as much as Bedlam, but still, good on good, two good teams, cream of the crop in the Big 12, and it'll be fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to, you know, quarterbacks like the kid they have is they're going to make plays, but you just got to limit them. And I know we've got the Lacey kid, the defensive lineman, who's a pass rush specialist, a game wrecker. Coach Tomlin calls those kind of players game wreckers, and so got to get some pressure on him. Got to make him a little uneasy back there.
Yeah, you know a thing or two about beating the Longhorns. You led OSU to beat them in 2015, 16, and 17. So tell me a little bit about what you remember back in those matchups.
Yeah. Well, I think both times we were in Austin, hot as crap. I mean, 115 degrees on the turf plus. So, and it's just a tough place to play. I mean, it's always loud. You got McConaughey on the sidelines throwing up the hook'em. So that's, he brings that extra. He brings that extra. Sorry, horns down. He brings that extra energy. That's makes it just a great environment to play in. It's what college football is all about, and it's fun. But and then in Stillwater we handled them pretty well. But listen, they recruit well. They've got great athletes, great players, and such a strong, rich history of winning. And but we like I said, we got the best of them. If in my during my time, and I hope the Cowboys can get it done this week as well.
All good to hear. And for you personally, the Steelers are taking on the Miami Dolphins this week, and the quarterback situation for the Steelers is looking a little different. I mean, Pickett's looking like he'll be out this week. So, what does your preparation look like as you head into Miami this weekend?
Yeah, we yeah. There's with concussion protocol, you don't know. Not sure if he'll be available or not. But I think each week for me, I've gotten into such a groove and a rhythm. Whether I've played over the last 5 years in Pittsburgh or primarily been a backup. Um, I'm used to that. Used to preparing yourself each week. You know, really dissecting the call sheet, watching the tape, trying to get a feel for what they do best. Schematically from a personnel standpoint, who are their best players, who are the guys we gotta maybe get a tight end chip or a running back. You know, uh, Kind of just an emphasis on protection, which Miami's got a handful of great playmakers on the edges. With one being Emmanuel Ogba, who's a Cowboy and a former teammate, Melvin Ingram, and so they'll be a tough opponent, and I'm looking forward to the challenge down in South Beach.
All right. Well, thanks so much. That was Mason Rudolph, OSU and Steelers quarterback.